Hello everybody, I'm Conquering History Games and welcome back to part 11 of my Democratic Komi campaign here in Hearts of Iron 4, The New Order. So where we last left off was we just took a bunch of proper Russian clay back from Finland because they were being jerks. And now we are campaigning for office, basically. So that's, I guess, going to be the main thing that we do in today's episode. I think that I've got it pretty locked down. And I just don't feel like spending the political power on some of those other things over there. And while I would like to do things like improve education funding, I do only have so much political power. Everything's going up right now. I guess maybe the academic base could be going up a little more, but mostly I just don't see much that I really should be investing in, you know? Popularity of radical ideologies will decrease. Despotism is making a strange comeback. But I think we'll just do the academic stuff. Nah. You never know what's going to come up. So we'll do the People's Mandate. Hold on a sec. Surrounding threats. Brothers and sisters of Russia, our motherland is in danger. Our young republic is surrounded by those who wish to destroy it, just as it was 10 years before. We cannot make the same mistakes. We must all be stronger. The failure that led to the destruction of the Revolutionary Front by Germany must not end our republic as well. And to the east are even greater threats. Rival governments that claim they are the true government of Russia. Warlords who wish to conquer and pillage our homes and destroy our democracy. We must defend our families, our Russia. The crowd's getting larger, so she spoke louder. A PSD victory means a Russia that can defend itself from aggression. A Russia that can take the upper hand. If we want to defeat those who threaten us, we must strike first. Russia needs a large army to defend herself. If we appear weak, our enemies will strike us down. Vote PSD and save Russia. A rousing speech, and we get a little bit of political power. So the campaign season's just about over. Yeah, let's keep doing some support stuff here. And okay. Campaigning season is over, and the Western... What the heck? And the Western Russian Free Republic is headed to the polls. Each candidate put up a good fight, and analysts see this election as anyone's game. Russians will soon gather around their radio sets to hear the final tallies and find out who will lead their nation for the next 5 years. Voznensky's Democratic Socialists, the stability-minded centrists, or Kozinski's Liberal Democrats. Many will be elated by the results, others dismayed. No matter who wins the most votes, democracy has won. So the polling's been updated. Slowing down. Slowing down now. Slowing down now. The Finnish military government has collapsed. A disastrous war against the West Russians and mounting protests within the country were ultimately too much for the regime to bear, and its legitimacy shattered as civilian politicians made a daring push to remove the state of emergency. Now that Finland's democracy is restored, its state and world affairs is uncertain. Will it maintain the warm relationship with Germany that characterized the previous era, or will it shun the authoritarians and embark upon a new path? Liberty shines again on the north. So, we just saved Finland, everybody. You're welcome. Begin reunification talks. Yeah, a lot of this stuff we can't do until 69. So, let's keep... we have it completely under control. Because we can do Trans-Volga, but... they might win in Velsk. In Archangel. Oh, yeah, that's where that one dude is. But mostly they're just irrelevant in so many areas. Negotiate with progressives, party unity and stuff. Alright, People's Mandate is finished. The 1966 general election, following months of debates, speeches, politicking, etc., etc. Let the best candidate win. What's going to happen? The Sovereign Democratic Party elected, of course. The votes has been tallied. The campaigning has ceased. Svetlana Stalina's Sovereign Democratic Party won the election, and the newly elected president gave a passionate inaugural address in front of the National Assembly. The most nationalist of the three main parties, The PSD have always pushed for the expansion of the military and police, combined with their fanatic opposition to extremism has caused their critics to call them authoritarians and glorified despots. It's clear that their national populist rhetoric has impressed voters, and many see the current state of Russia requiring strong leadership and an even stronger military. In the end, all that matters is that the Republic survived, and under the PSD, it shall thrive. So, we get a bunch of people, and we're going to get the new Stalina focus tree. Ooh, I like that. Good, this is playing to keep us busy. So we could do onto the world stage. We could send an emissary. We can make formal contact with democratic European nations and such. Let's work on the industry and things like that first. Ooh, we can get an armor research bonus. Isn't that fun? I think the economy might be the way we want to go. The government is stable and we have control over our borders. Resuscitating the economy will be a priority for the new government. Yeah, I think so. Okay, and so then this campaigning is still technically going. Oh, here we go. This actually has the election results. So there was a tie here. We went 1-1. This is like who got what delegates. So Archangel went pretty far to the left. But our party personally controls. Oh, this is the election results. We got 174 of the total out of 301 total provincial delegates. So in terms of the vote, we got over 57%. The National Assembly, we got 116. So we have definitive, strong control of the executive and legislative branches. Excellent. As we should. As we should. Let's see here. So we gotta wait until 1970. Right, or is it January 1st, 1969? Wait, let's double check that. Yeah, Russian reunification. So we're not going to be able to go to war with the Urals until, let's see, we have to control all the Siberia. No, not that. Prepare for war after January 1st, 1969. So we have about 2.5 years to kill. Holding's been updated. Well, we already know we won. So, let's see, 25 days. Most of this stuff looks like it takes about a month. Shining precedent. This will unlock decision to exert influence in the South Urals. Oh yeah, we got to do something about that administrative strain. Where's that? Yeah, we have the overextended administration, so that helps with it. I think all three of these things here do. No voting turnout. That's something different. Party unity will increase, reduce administrative strain. I think we should go towards the sovereign future quickly. Russian economy's done. Let's see. Is there anything down here that's gonna help with that? Poverty, infrastructure, generation of engineers, educational deferment. A lot of good stuff here. Let's see. Yeah, let's start coming down here because this overextended administration really sucks. The Ivanov sessions. Sorry for your losses. My heart bleeds for you and your son. There's layoffs. These men who neglect to hurt your son are no longer at large to do so. The Republic suggests continued economic downturn for the next 3 fiscal quarters. Women like Lykova find their worries only growing. Hard-earned savings are drying up. Businesses shutter, the revenue fleeing to the 4 winds. The question of whether the government will do it by itself or if the working men of Russia must force their hand. Thank you for joining us. This has been Sergei Ivanov reporting from Radio Free Russia. Now for a word from our sponsors. Bad economy gets worse. Yes, because we're just trying to deal with the administrative issues here. At the end of the election season, we're done. Now, so it says here, we've definitely got an inferior enemy that's on our borders. We can rather easily defeat. Let's go ahead and get this guy up to like the full 22. Get you, and then what are we still short? A bit of infantry equipment. We're missing about 1,000 anti-tank guns. That's going to take a little bit to replace. Infantry, we're missing 5,000. It's going to take 1,069 days. Well, that just doesn't seem right, but we're full up on the main battle tanks, so I guess we could maybe reduce how much we're using there. Let's do that, so that way we could be building planes. Okay. There we go. And then anything that's left over go into the guns. Oh, we're paused. Sorry. What now? What now? Cheetah unifies the Russian Far East, so yeah. Tsar Mikhail the puppet is in control now, although I think he could be couped or something kind of soon. We'll see what happens in the next couple of years. Because he's sort of just a puppet. To write a speech. Hold on a sec. Stalina sighed as she looked at the multitude of suggestions for her upcoming speech that had been thrown on her desk. Bureaucrats were battling over the redemption of Russia. She needed to cement the state position. Those who reside within our... One leftist proposed the opening address to be towards those who reside within our controlled area of Russia. That contrasted with one man on the right who declared that she should address her speech to the most loyal Russians of the empire. It went on like that. Deep voice would seem imperialistic. Somebody said she acted like a man. She weighed her options. She had little care for the actual issue, but the right were presently a more powerful ally. It would anger the left, is sure, but perhaps it didn't matter all that much anyway. As long as Russia would be unified under the Free Republic, it didn't matter who she stiffed. So it's like, who are we going to empower between the two sides? I guess we should try to get it 50-50 or something. Yeah, just for the opening lines, really. My fellow Russians, I address you today. Who cares? Ephemera doesn't matter. The new Russian century. Opposition's finest. Get a backlash from political opposition. Roots for healthy competition. This would make the others more popular. You know what? I don't need y'all. I have a legislative majority all on my own. The coalition can stick around, but I'm not going to actively help you guys if I'm the most popular one. So yeah, the new Russian century. No longer will the 20th century be known as Russia's century of humiliation, because with the new republic, Russia once again rises to prominence on the world stage. We shall finally be strong once more, and we shall make this new century into a Russian century, a century with Russia claiming its position as power. What is this? Hiding election results. Reduce bias in the polling process. What? Whatever. So these are the four. We've got, on our road to the east, we've got to deal with Batov, Alexander Vasilev, who's in control of the Provisional Central Siberian Revolutionary Council and is claiming to be the USSR, I'm thinking. And then the Tsar waiting at the end. From Oblast to Nation. So this is Nizhny Novgorod. This is that guy. Yeah, this used to be Gorky. And the Iron Governor. Katsushev. They're shifting more and more administrative organs to the city. Consensus has been reached that Katsushev is to be considered a critical and near irreplaceable figure within the SMR, and he's been identified as a prime candidate for potential party leadership in the near future. So the SMR, he's the one who's going to take over instead of I'm guessing down the line, instead of Kosygin. So we'll probably be running against this guy in the future, which is fine. I'm going to be the most beloved. It doesn't matter. Yeah, when's the next election? What was it going to be? I guess 1970. So, yeah, by then we'll definitely have defeated the Ural Military District, I'm sure. What is going on here? Why is this not, like, getting anybody? There we go. Slowly working. Okay, yeah, so accept the big tent model, right? Yeah. Center of politics, and it'll increase our popularity by 5%, which almost gets us to 50, but the weak suffer what they must. Principal sat before Fabian. There was a certain risk to these things. One can never be too certain about the ears of children. Best to approach the issue through gaps and parallels, as it were. Fabian, do you know why you're here? Fabian paused from his moody fiddling with his school badge, only shooting him a poisonous look before returning to his grubby fingers. The principal sighed, took a breath. If Fabian wasn't going to respond to the carrot, he would have to move to the stick. Fabian, I'll be blunt. This isn't the first time you're here, and this isn't the first time you've assaulted someone. We know the children you fight have parents who did certain unapproved actions, but this school is as much for their education as yours. Why do you keep doing this? Perhaps it was the petulance in his voice that made Fabian respond. He looked up, a strange smile upon his features. The principal felt something churn, vague and billowing and utterly cold in the pit of his stomach. Something was wrong. Something that was very wrong. Because they tell me to. They say our country is becoming great again. All the foreigners and the parasites, the bullshies and the botches, they're going into the trash bin. They say Russia is destined for greatness and I want to make our country strong. He puffed his chest. Just like Father wants me to. The principal clutched at his desk. It was no comfort at all. Who, Fabian? Who is telling you this? The radio, the president, everyone is saying it. Political power plus 10. The national wing is empowered. So, where are they at? Pretty close to 50-50. Ideologically centrist. Hatred surrounds. Toast to the freedom of Russia and the salvation of the Jewish people. The brainless goons still want our heads, to say nothing of the Reich and the jackbooted dogs. This is why we must celebrate. We've saved at least part of Russia from itself, and in doing so brought the hated Reich a step closer to its demise. If we did not celebrate who we are in a situation like this, we may as well be dead as so many of our people. Okay, so Lieberman and Kantarovic, these are a couple of Russian Jews. Alright. We're still, pretty much we're just ideologically centrist. We're good. Both sides are influential. We keep the big tent. We make it happen. It's easy when you're the best. Now, I'm trying to remember if the Ural decisions let us go down into the Kazakh Republic. I forget. Begin unification talks. What's this? The Red Star. Let's see. Alexander Yakovlevich is a man of the left. He's raised his status. Though he's kept any hints of seeking the presidency to himself, it remains to be seen if Yakovlev's coalition can overcome the party establishment. So, probably somebody else we're going to have to run against in a few years. It's fine. Alright, we're done with land doctrine. Nice. We can try to get the industry up and running some more. Do some industry things. What are we building right now? We're trying to build some more military factories. Gosh, the construction speed sucks. It's that damned poverty rate. Maybe we could do something about it. Let's see, regional development. What's the poverty rate one? No. The center of politics. Svetlana Stalina. Wait, hold on a second. There we go, poverty rate. Poverty relief programs. So, Svetlana Stalina was, for once, all smiles. Ivan Ivanovich Ivanov could hardly believe it himself. Even on the occasions they'd invited her onto the radio-free Sky Tavar political specials back in the Old Republic, she'd rarely done more in the way of warmth than the occasional waning smile. However, now she was showing off her brightest 1,000-watt grins to the committee gathered in front of her, and Ivanov couldn't help but feel a little jealous. These people weren't even Stalina's allies, for God's sake. All technocrats and left-leaning to boot. What the hell was she expecting to accomplish? A series of handshakes and a warm meal? The technocrats laughed and gossiped. Stalina cleared her throat and said 4 words Ivanov had never anticipated coming from her mouth. I'm on your side. This was, to put it mildly, a surprise. In the silence, Stalina began her trademark laser eye focus on the key members of the room, sizing up each one in turn. She reiterated, I'm on your side, gentlemen. I know my party has had differences of opinions with you in the past. The issue of income redistribution, workers' rights, the passage of so-and-so budget. We are not, and will never be, totally in agreement. Stalina nodded to herself as if convincing her conscience of something. But we are forming a new party now, one that balances dogma with reason. We will listen to all, and more importantly for you, merry gentlemen, we will listen to you. All we ask is for your membership, and we can begin the real negotiations. I promise you, gentlemen, the world waits. But But you have to seize it with us first. Damn, that's impressive politicking. And the unity is increasing more, which is why I haven't been spending political power to do it myself, because that event was coming up. Yeah, we're still mostly unified. Yeah, we're good. We are good. Justice before compromise. We won't work across the aisle, and why should we? Who wants to water down? So this is us talking like we're unifying our own big tent. Hold on, what's the thing? We won't work across the aisle, and why should we? Who wants to water down our necessary laws and policies just for the sake of our patting ourselves on the back that we worked with a few minority parties? It is unnecessary, as we have the strength to get things done by ourselves without the consultation of the other parties. Moreover, the people explicitly elected us to do these things, not any other party. They want a strictly PSD term, and they got it. And we will not deliver anything less than what we've promised. Yeah, I don't need to carry their water for them. Exactly right. I'm the one with the mandate, baby. I'm the one who made Russia democratic. No. That's too far ahead of time. Let's wait on that. Actually, let's come over here. Can we do more industry things? Let's see. Some stuff with the Maji. No, we don't need... Actually, this does help with military factory construction speed. I guess let's pick that up. Alright. Peace has been brought to Vietnam. And now we're going to do towards a sovereign future. It is time for the signature policy of the SDP to be unveiled. The National Sovereignty Act. Nice, we got our industrial expertise up. Very cool. Oh, yeah. Production efficiency retention plus 40%. Also, growth and cap is up. But where was I? The National Sovereignty Act will change our diplomatic position forevermore. Strategic resources in Russia, such as oil, will be severely restricted from the international market. But this is not a protectionist act or one aimed at autarky. These limitations will be lifted for those with defensive ties to our republic. If you want to gain access to our bountiful resources, you must make an alliance with us. And everybody wants these strategic materials. Yep, we are a fully unified party, ideologically centrist. We've peaked. We've peaked, and now it's all going to start going wrong. It's like that, the King Arthur, mythos often changes. But there's supposed to be one version of the story is that when King Arthur's Round Table was made, and then he was like, okay, how many can sit here? And it was like 50 or whatever, and then King Arthur goes, but we only have 32 knights, we'll have to find more. And then Merlin warns him, he's like, once this table has been filled, your reign will have peaked, and then it'll all start to fall apart because it can go no higher, it'll have to fall or something like that. So now it's got to start going back. Yep, no more easy bargains. Let's see it start going wrong. What does this mean? Stalina growled at her advisors fairly often. It was all to be expected from one who took pride in her name as the Lady of Steel. Usually this took the form of mild snarls and accusations of incompetence, which was comparatively mild for the Republic's politics. It was of little consequence to the advisors, and after she calmed down, she was usually more amenable to discussion, even if she remained reluctant to change her views on anything. Anger was common and easy to deal with. This preternatural calm, however, was not. Stalina looked at the senior staff of the Economic Bureau, calm, unsmiling, and totally implacable. No, I will not. That is the end of the matter. I will not reconsider the signing of the Sovereignty Act under any circumstances. She flipped open a dossier. Hold on, let's actually go work on the economy real quick. Education deferment. Industry bonuses. Yeah. Develop modern Russia. Okay. One of the advisors, a mid-level bureaucrat, made the mistake of speaking his thoughts. President Stalina, with all due respect, the act will cripple our economic will and devour our private industry. I've been on the phone with worried corporate clients all week. Instantly, her gaze, as scorching as the sun and far less measured in its touch, was upon him. With all due respect, I care not a whit for you or the corporate suits. My job and my heart lie with this country, and if we are to sell its treasure to those who cannot be trusted with it, we may as well disband the army and lower our banners tomorrow. She turned to her papers with a rare vehemence. You are forgetting the little transgression of your ignorance. Speak against me again, and I will ensure even that privilege is stripped from you. Now leave. The advisor trembled as he left. So now we're going to get the event. Germany is taking on Poland, right? Yeah. Spears just doing a little unifying, 'tis all. Yeah, Slovakia's getting involved. Alright, they're looking at the bill, a bureaucratic euphemism. The greatest stride yet towards achieving the sovereign Democratic Party's agenda of a strong, independent Russia. Within it was everything she had advocated for on the campaign trail, regarding the threat to foreign imperialism and dependency, limits on trade performed without defensive obligations, limits on debt, and increased import duty. All of it would serve towards the ultimate cause, the cause of a Russia free from threat, both external and internal. A Russia which would be seen by the world as an equal power in its own right. A Russia which one day could stand alongside the United States itself as a bastion of democracy and stability. Nice. She looked up once more, nodding to the cameras, which clustered around her desk, littered with papers. Her silver pen glided across the paper, leaving her signature on the line marked Approved. The reporters clapped politely, but her focus was elsewhere, out the window. Far away, she imagined in every city and town of Russia, every mansion, apartment, or rural hut, the people of the Republic now lived in a world that had just become a little bit safer for Russia. Our sovereignty, once more, is assured. So, the value of our trade deals with our state shall be limited unless the partner nation has a defensive arrangement with the Republic. International interest rates will be lowered as a consequence of a more limited apparatus for borrowing. We're going to replace export focus with limited exports, which is going to do all those various things there. And every country will get the event that President Stalina has signed the National Sovereignty Act, which is right here. And in color, oh, sorry about those sirens out there. In a bold foreign policy move, the president of the Western Russian Free Republic, Svetlana Isonovna Stalina, has signed an ambitious bill written with intent to, quote, secure the economic and political sovereignty of the Russian state. Within the bill is an arsenal of trade stipulations and requirements, the most extreme of which places a limit on the value of trade deals which non-allied foreign nations may make with the newly established republic. Most notably, this bill is projected to seriously limit the ability for foreign nations to purchase Russian oil reserves without first committing to a defensive arrangement with the West Russian state. In a matter consistent with President Stalina's theory of, quote, sovereign democracy, unquote, her state has once more driven a hard bargain to the international community in the name of Russian independence. A bold move from the Lady of Steel. Okay. What's next? We got... No. I guess I could work on this. I'm not really spending political power or anything else. What's this peace conference? That's it. Poland's dead. Though the men and women of the Polish homeland fought with everything they had, Poland is lost. Perhaps this time, forever. Ah, poor Poland. So far from God, so close to Prussia and its descendants. Okay. Let's see, returning. I'm not interested in doing this. I don't need the manpower. Logistically, how are we doing? We're making almost 11 rifles a day, so we're a year away from filling up what I've got. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Oops. No, get rid of that. There we go. So now we have 24 divisions on the front line at least. We could probably get them training, but let's just wait a little bit. We got time. Okay, developments for the modern Russia is done. Now, the reason I did that is because I just wanted something to be happening and I hadn't looked at these yet. So, we have the past wrongs. This will increase voter turnout in minority states and empower the progressive wing. We also have redeeming our history, which will help out the nationalists. Shared identity will decrease coring time. Don't really care about that, although we do get political power. We can campaign against discriminations, which will give us affirmative action. Interesting. More popular in regions with large minority populations, less popular in regions with large right-wing sympathies. We can do a charter of universal rights, which will have a right-wing backlash. Total service equality will be created, and it reduces the administrative strain. Party unity will increase. The left-wing backlash, again, the coring. That's going to get rid of the commies in the party, basically, or in the nation, but there's only 4% here, so I think the left is just better. And remember, if we start going too far left in the focus tree, that we just have to balance it. We just will negotiate with the nationalists, make them a little stronger. So that's what this is here for, and this is why we're saving up political power. The voter turnout stuff I think can wait, though, when you get right down to it. Charter of Universal Rights. 15% recruitable population. That's a lot of cheddar. Yeah, let's start doing this so we can keep reducing our overextended administration. The worst of it is gone, at least. So Here we go. Any objective view of Russia's long history will find many shameful acts and practices. This is a fantastic little focus icon, by the way. The rampant discrimination against religious and ethnic minorities, the rampant misogyny towards women, and poor treatment of the disabled, and we say enough. We shall move forward with a socially egalitarian agenda. Our crusade will end and outlaw these practices and ensure equal treatment under the law. For aren't we all Russians, and aren't Russians guaranteed rights? But I think that's where we're going to stop for today. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm Conquering History Games. In the next episode, we're going to keep consolidating things. I like this little mini game to keep us busy while we wait for the Unification War. Is the balancing our big tent party. So I'll see you next time.